When you read the Bible from front to back in order, you're going to finally understand God and life as follows. God is the creator owner of the universe, and as such, he commands and controls all of it across history for his own glory and purposes. God created people in his own image for fellowship and to serve and worship him. That's the meaning of life. His heart grieves every time we turn our back on him. He feels deeply hurt and enraged, jealous, like a lover does when we betray him. Every person has rebelled against his law. Every society and nation has both risen up and then fallen, ultimately because of gross rebellion against his law. He brings them all down when sin reaches a certain level. People, like nations, are all subject to predictable cycles. Strength yields pride, rebellion, and lawlessness, which brings destruction, which then brings humility, and then calling out to God for salvation. God uses terrible human beings to accomplish his plans and bring him glory. Moses was a coward that pissed God off so much he was going to kill him, until his own wife stood in the gap by presenting a unique sacrifice on his behalf. Abraham was a coward that allowed his own wife to be raped to save his own skin, and then allowed his wife to throw his own son out onto the streets. King David, an adulterer and murderer. The Apostle Paul, a tyrannical, murdering zealot. Why were these guys God's chosen leaders? Because humans that have done terrible things know how much they need God and his salvation. They're humble, and God gives grace to the humble. Just like humanity before the flood, the Lord's chosen people, the Israelites, and all other humans on our own, left to our own devices and motivations, we are desperately evil and will quickly destroy ourselves and everyone in our lives in terrible ways. So, pre-flood humanity, the Israelites, famous Bible characters, they all teach us about the human condition. We're evil. We need salvation. We cannot save ourselves. God had to do that for us. Jesus paid our debts on the cross and did what we could never do, live a perfect life. And finally, with the entire Bible front to back in view, we finally realize that God is completely sovereign over every person, our thoughts, our steps, what happens in our lives, and in every civilization. In fact, as Grand Maestro, he wrote the libretto and score for all of human history before he even spoke it into existence. And in that, there is great beauty, glory, and peace. God be praised.